The the ships that we were on would change course every 3 minutes, zigzag across the ocean.
And do you recall what kind of ship were you on? Were you on an ocean liner or?
I was on the Queen Mary. We had, I still chuckle about it, we had 14,000 troops and equipment, and since it was a British ship, they gave the United States authority to serve 3 meals a day. So basically, all I remember doing was going through one mess hall, get in line to get into the next mess hall. And this went on and on. I was rather strange. One of the guys that I bunked with, they had 6 in a bunk, so to speak, was one of the chefs. And since I was not seasick, I went down and helped him in the kitchen. So I was constantly eating and so forth. There were guys, an awful lot of the guys were sick. I mean, and so the British would wash down the decks all the time. And if you were trying to sleep on there, didn't stop them from washing everything down.
So they would actually wash down the soldiers that were trying to get some sleep.
You might say so, yes. But for sanitary reasons, I guess it had to be done, because everybody would be throwing up.
Talking about that, were the seas pretty rough during your journey?
No, not particularly, but it didn't take a hell of a lot to give you that queasy feeling.
And was there any sort of fear that the ship might be attacked by U-boats at that point in time?
Absolutely. Because the war, our participation in it was quite young, and the Nazi U-boats were very strong. We would hear over the radio, you know, how many of our ships were sunk.
And did you travel in a convoy?
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
And do you recall, were there any action, I mean, were there any U-boats that met into contact with your convoy or no?
I don't recall, to tell you the truth. But the Queen Mary was one of the fastest ships. And that is the reason they continually zigzagged, so that the U-boats wouldn't get a bead on them, because they could outrun them.
So there were no real issues on your journey over there?
Just fear.
And do you recall how you passed the time on that ship?
Cleaning your equipment primarily, shooting dice, playing cards, trying to get some sleep. There really wasn't much, there was no entertainment. Going over rules and regulations and things that, what we could expect when we landed, things about the Rommel's troops. And Rommel's troops were far more expert in desert warfare than we were. So these things developed a keen interest in a lot of us.